Hey, it's Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com, and today we're going to talk about the 5 best trust builders according to Manchester Consulting. I recently talked about the 5 biggest trust breakers, which were pretty good ones, and ones to make sure you avoid. So if you didn't see that article or that post, that video, make sure you go find it, because trust is something you have to protect in every critical relationship in your life. So to review, when you are in leadership and you are leading from day one, if you choose to be, leadership is a choice. It's not DNA, it's not position, it's people wanting to follow you, right? So it's based on influence. Influence is the key. That's what the I stands for. But that influence comes from the purposeful application of your credibility, okay? So the point is, how do you get credibility? Now, I'm a great one to explain this, because when I started in business, I had zero. I had absolutely none, right? And maybe I had a little character credibility because I've always been a nice person. That was how my mom raised me, and I've been honest. There were times in my early life when I probably wasn't as honest as I should have been, but I am known for my honesty in my work. And in my life, and so those are character traits. So probably, but when I first started, just really didn't have much of that. So I built my credibility by doing these 2 things. One is developing competency, right? Because competency is how you actually do the work, and then character, which obviously is the most important trust to protect. People will forgive a competency breakdown. They won't forgive very easily a character breakdown. And so those 2 things are what create your level of credibility, which is what drives your ability to influence people, which is exactly what leadership is. So 5 primary trust builders, 5 things that you can do. Number 1 is maintain integrity. Maintain integrity. Integrity is a wholeness, right? It's a little different than honesty. It's a little different than authenticity. Honesty can be a perception based on a circumstance. Authenticity can just be being real in a moment. But integrity is the whole package. It's a congruence in your whole self of honesty and authenticity and what you stand for. And so someone of high integrity, that core value drives their activity, right? Because they're not going to do something that isn't in line with their core values. That's what integrity is. It's not saying, oh, I can do that because I need that at this moment, even though it's not the right thing to do or the best thing to do. Someone of high integrity won't do that, right? That's just the nature of it. So you got to always maintain your level of integrity. Next is consistently communicate vision and values. And both of these are really, really important in leadership and in networking. Most people you're working with, they don't have vision. They don't have vision. And you have to help them grow that. And as part of helping them grow that is to help them to feel yours, right? They have to be in the space of someone with vision, because people don't have vision. They're freaked out about what's happening today, and what's in the news, and what's going on, as opposed to vision of something bigger than self, right? And so you have to be a vision caster. And I've heard it said that if you don't get tired of saying your vision and living your vision, then you're not doing it enough, right? So in other words, you got to repeat it over and over and over and over, because people are not in that environment. And the same thing with your values. Yes, you should be representing your values in everything that you do, but you can talk them too. Like for me, for example, kindness, honesty, and respect. If those 3 things don't exist, I will not work with someone. I will not work with someone. And so those are 3 significant values in the work. And so you have to put that out there so that people know, right? They know. They can feel it. They can operate in it. They can work in it. All right? So that's the second big trust builder. The third is to show respect for everybody as equals. Wow, and this is a really interesting one, because you're going to have people that are playing at all levels, right? You're going to have people that are go-getters. Some of you are relatively new. You're like, I can't wait for that to happen. It'll happen, right? First, you have to be the go-getter, and then over time, you'll have go-getters. But you might have someone who's really going for it to play big, and they have other people that are the majority of your business building community in the business that you grow are going to be people that don't really care about making more than $300 or $400 or $500 a month. That and the community and their experience and how they like your product or service and all that makes their life dramatically better. And so that's what they care about. But you got to make sure that you're not basically representing that the person who's making more money and doing more is more valuable as a human being than the person who's doing less. That's a great way to blow up your business, by the way, because if anything, you want to make sure the people who are just, playing for what they're playing for, that's not the big picture, feel really welcome, right? Because they are going to be the backbone of your business. There are two things that are the backbone of your business: your customers and the people who just want to build a little bit. They're the backbone. Without them, you have nothing, right? You have nothing. You don't have top producers. You're not a top producer. And so you have to show respect for all people. I have seen so many times where someone achieved a level of success and started to get too big for their britches and started to treat people poorly. I mean, that is just so dumb. It's just so dumb. Because let's face it, life's full of ups and downs, and you might climb the top of the mountain. There's a good chance you'll roll off the other side at some point, right, and have to climb again. I mean, it's just true. It's the way it works. And so when I see people behave like that, I'm like, okay, who's the real person? It's sort of like going out to lunch with someone and they treat the server poorly, and then they're nice to you. Like, okay, so who's the real person? Who's the real person? The person mistreating that person, the person being nice to me, right? And I'm always going to opt for the other. Okay, you're nice to me because you're trying to get a relationship, and maybe you want something from me, maybe you want to make sure that I like you or whatever that is. But the person who is treating the server that way, that's the real person. To me, that's the real person. It wouldn't matter how you behave with me, you would have turned me off, right? Because you would be saying, this person's beneath me, right? No. Everybody is equal. Everybody has value. Everybody is important and deserves respect. Next is to focus on shared goals more than personal goals. Again, this is a place where you have people fall down, right? Because they're so centered on becoming the Grand Poobah distributor, right? And which is fine. Nothing wrong with having goals to hit the top ranks in your company. But man, never, never, never have it be seen that you're going after that at the cost, right, of somebody else's goal, right? Or again, that motivation manipulation thing, right? You help those people get where they're trying to go. You'll be taken care of, right? And I get it. Some people are driven by title and position. I'm not one of those people, but I get that people are like that, and that's okay. But you got to make sure that you are treating the people that you're working with, you got to treat their goals as is big or better than yours, because that's going to matter. And then the last thing is the last big trust builder is do the right thing regardless of personal risk. Do the right thing regardless of personal risk. Man, I know personally that I've experienced this one multiple times, right? Where I have said, you know what, this is the thing. This is the thing that's in my heart. This is the thing that's right to do. I'm going to do this. There are going to be people that don't like it. There's going to be people that don't like it, but they'll trust me. They'll trust me because they know I'm being true, right? I'm being true. So you got to do the right thing regardless. You got to do it. And in leadership, you're going to have many situations where you're going to have some dilemmas. Always stick to the core values, always stick to the right thing, and know it's not your job to please everybody. You can't please everybody, right? That's just, you do what's right, and the right people will be with you. So those are 5 huge trust builders that you want to make sure you're keeping your eyes on as you build your business. So I hope you got value from that. I hope that was helpful. Share it with someone you think it might be of value for. If you ever struggle with what to say in your actual work, make sure you get my 27 phrases that work in prospecting, because they really work in prospecting. All right, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day.